Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely. So happy to see you. So happy to hear you. So happy to smell you. You smell fantastic. You look great. Honestly, I'm only happy and only grateful to be subconsciously connected with you here on Earth, on this big body of water, in this whole astral realm that we call, at least I call, the All One universe. It's pretty cool. So this is Cosmic Conversations. You might know, you might not. This is like episode. This is 25, isn't it? This is episode 25. We're a quarter of a way through until I guess the end. It won't stop at a century of episodes. I'm saying like it's time, 100 episodes, but a quarter of 100 episodes. Dang, that's that's pretty cool. Whatever. Today's question is actually about to set off a whole new series anyway. So it's kind of perfect as far as certain milestones sort of setting off new ventures. This is a question specifically for this Cosmic Conversations. If you're not aware, here on Cosmic Conversations, maybe you're here for a new milestone, or I don't know. Here on Cosmic Conversations, I, Chase Clarence Calloway, the spirit that made other bodies that are known by labels like Hermes Trismegistus, Thoth slash Tahuti, Chickatet. If you're really vibing deep with Atlantis and you go actually deeper than Thoth, more people kind of just hold on to Thoth. Um, it's whatever. Popular creations. The point of me constantly expressing myself and updating my creations is to show you, show all of us that we are not these things, not to get lost in the bodies that we make in general. So that's the perspective that I'm coming at when people ask me questions on Instagram. It's about to be all just spiritual from the perspective of, okay, well, we as spirits create life. So if you have questions, we're going to be able to see it from like the highest perspective of the universe possible, just flying, flying, true nothingness, able to see how everything is connected by nothingness because we're not lost in any kind of light or any kind of feeling. That's why we fast. Today's question is it's a stack. This is like the main question that made me want to do this. I've gotten perhaps just a lot of other questions that are basically the same one. Hey Thoth, greetings. I'm a huge fan of your work, or at least I was. Now that I found you, you actually seem to be saying things that are different than what all the tablet translations online say. Specifically, I find it interesting and empowering that you use this body of Chase to spread the idea that we're all infinite individuals, whereas the tablets of Thoth and Hermes claim that we're all either knowingly or unknowingly part of one consciousness. Right. Hence why we're about to get in all that. Is this why you're back? Is this the spiritual colonialism that you talk about so much on your stories? Yeah, like absolutely. And I mean, I've been talking about colonialism my whole life, so it's very subconscious for me to like be developing up to this level of realizing why I'm so invested in the colonization of North and South America and like communicating about these things and communicating about how the true spirituality of indigenous peoples has been erased. And you can't actually erase spirituality, so that's why we're having climate change and all these huge global problems that are only new based on the new world order that is going on with making their new languages and all this industrial revolution technology. So the time when I wrote these tablets was like it's dated on Google of at least 36,000 BC. So that is at least 36,000 years before the people who colonized the Americas wrote the Bible. So it's just interesting time. The fact that we are calling it year 2021 uh, just shows how everyone knows. Like everyone is just, no matter what your beliefs are, if you want to relate, just to relate with the world, you have to operate on the new time Roman system that was set up based on the sacrifice of Jesus. Because that's literally the only reason we be saying that we're in year 2021 right now. You like that ankle? I'm gonna tuck that. Only reason is because time got reset. So everyone knows this. Like no one can deny that. That's the only reason you would act like Earth is so young, because everything got colonized. So that is one of the more articulate questions. Thank you for the kind words. Uh, the others, overall, the questions are: can you decode your tablets, basically, or can you do a run through of your tablets? I've read your tablets. They kind of conflict things that you're saying. Can you actually do a translation? Um, and of course, it only makes sense just based on how I wrote these things in a totally different language that was way more true to the spirit. And now we're speaking English, which was created to disconnect the speaker as far away from the spirit as possible. So, um, yeah, it's essential for sure. About to happen. This is a spiritual colonialism. So, my tablets, yeah, definitely been changed. This is about to be a whole new series where I will be just taking all the different tablets of Hermes and Thoth, um, and actually going through them myself and piecing together the truth versus what has been changed. And then we'll have a whole just dissection as to why things have been changed, um, and what the truth is, basically. Yeah, it's real. Spiritual colonialism. Because basically, if I were to just boil it down real quick, as to how my tablets have been changed, from everything that I write, like there's that truth there, but then it's twisted to make you not feel like an individual. So I would never, as Thoth, Tahuti, Chickatet, I would never tell you that you are a product of something else that has nothing to do with you. I can't even tell you that. That's not wise of me to say at all. And the fact of the matter is, with projection being perception, I know I created myself, like straight up. I know I created myself. And if anyone tries to then convince me that I didn't create myself, that's because they want to create me. And then that just shows me the ego of a spirit who wants to colonize my mind and take my ideas and take my creations. And that is this world. Here we are. And that's what growing up has been like, generally. So this spiritual warfare is truly like, it's all about ideology. Like spirits, when we're talking about light, dark, and nothingness, light being what you can see, dark being what you can feel, and then nothingness being the spirit, the intelligence that operates both of those within and without. It's really easy to get lost in what you can see based on how you feel. And that is what most of this is as far as hell. If you think about why spirits would be in hell together, it's everyone feeling feelings that they have resistance to, and then they externalize them and they do it together. And now they're creating trauma together based on their own internal worlds when they could have just been alone. But for some reason, they wanted to create a body and step into the universe and express themselves in a negative way. So a big part of that is taking over my tablets, and making you feel like you are again, just a product of something much greater than you. Like, you're not great. So it just completely devalues your imagination and makes you take your soul and give it to something else. Because now you're going to be forced to logically learn about this thing that isn't you. And really, truly, all you're going to be doing is just learning about who you are in relation to that. So don't let me stop you, bro. I'm not here to judge in terms of how your spiritual journey looks. That's the point that I'm saying. We don't get lost in details over here at Always Ascending Academy. When you're rolling with Thoth, we know that life is subconscious, and overall, that the subconscious is created from the unconscious. So, anytime you see things that are horrible, it's important to react and feel empathy for those because you're supposed to. It's a reflection of how you would feel about yourself. Um, it's just also knowing that from a pure wisdom perspective, you can't save anyone. You can't go out of your way and change people because everyone is creating their life every day based on how they feel. And if you feel like intervening in that, then that just says something about you, and you're going to get lost, twisted in a whirlwind. And that's just a whirlpool of emotions and water. And that's not stable. I'm not about that. I'm about stability. Yeah, is that it? That might be it. Wait, no. Well, I guess the whole thing with my tablets and the spiritual warfare is getting people lost in light. So the way that my tablets, I can already tell you, like when we're going through them, the main thing that is going to be hammered in that the colonizers who allowed it to be released on the internet have changed is that the spirit is light, because from a whole Christian standpoint they want you to believe that you are only a product of their Luciferian entity, their light. So they need to convince you that you are just a whole product of light. And then that's where, like, a lot of words in my tablets and stuff will be like, oh, unity consciousness, love and light, knowledge, just like lostness. And then it just takes and I feel bad for all the spirits who have read my tablets and everything thinking that they're getting real wisdom, because they're not. And then that's why I have to be here to actually create these video tablets. What are those? They're cobalt in phones. um Whatever, these digital tablets, pixel tablets, uh moving Harry Potter pictures, uh, to actually articulate in English specifically what I actually meant when I was writing these things. Because the internet is only going to release my work in a way that benefits the overall agenda. So most of the true spiritual liberation keys and just everything that I'm sharing in there is going to be taken out and kept for themselves. The people who present my text to you like, hey, Thoth wrote these, he built the pyramids. You're not getting what I actually wrote. I'm like, what? You're not getting what I wrote at all. You're getting what they want you to think that I wrote. And they have to use just enough of what I wrote to make that true. But they're keeping most of the good stuff to use against you. Yeah, so new series. This is spiritual colonialism in general, is to get you lost in light. So me thinking I could just leave tablets of light, uh sort of naive, but not really. Because I mean, that's, I got to do something leaving bodies. It's just inevitable that when you create a structure that is awesome, um if that structure goes unattended, other spirits are going to colonize that structure and will be more than happy to twist it into their agenda and act like they built it. Colonialism.